The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a free Reps Are Terrorists t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/reps. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guys, me, really raw, Terrell, Furman Jr. here at your service. Well. Don't looky here, Scott. Remember we said the three locks in a row rule?
I remember that.
Pressure's on. We're at 2 locks in a row here. We'll see if the tides are turning here. But I was very dangerously close to a sweep. I had the Indiana Fever for the full game to go under their team total, and they couldn't score yet again on the road. 0-4 to their total when on the road this season. The Indiana Fever have not been able to score points. And I would have cashed my dog of Valkyrie's money line first half if they didn't give up a 17-5 run at the end of the first half. Like I said, it takes the act of the gambling gods for that Mystics first half train to not hit. That was an act of gambling gods right there, to get a 17-5 run at the end of the half, and then the Sparks to proceed to blow the game to get Scott what he rightfully deserves here. Yep. Beautiful, Scott. Beautiful work. Scott, Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, ended up winning everything, so can't really complain there. Had the under in the Fever game, never in doubt, as the Fever no-showed the game offensively. Game was ugly the entire way through as well. It wasn't even like a one bad quarter thing. Every quarter was just disgusting. Second quarter especially, second half was bad too. But ended up winning that with the under, never in doubt. Also had the Valkyries money line at around 225, and they got it done in overtime. Wasn't easy, but the Sparks offense self-destructed in overtime, so it ended up being a pretty convincing overtime win for the Valkyries there, so can't complain there. And we also had the underdog entry. We ended up having Hamby higher points, and we threw in some spreads, had the Liberty minus the points, and we had the Dream minus the points, and that ended up cashing too. So
Great episode. So, hey, if we're going to take the credit for how sucky we've been, great episode. And I feel like if we look at where the season may take a turn, it could be that episode right there where we just we were right. We were completely right. So feels good, feels vindicated. Now we've got a 3-game slate to talk about here, Scott. In the W on a Wednesday here.
Well, do you want to talk about any of the games we saw yesterday? I don't even bother.
I mean, it's not really. I feel like we kind of hit it. I mean, the Indiana Fever can't score on the road. I mean, regardless of what their situation has been this season, they've been unable to score points on the road. And 58 points in a game is just that's absurd. You didn't get to 60. You didn't even get to 60. Like, it's just absurd. You can't go scoring less than 60 points in a game. And I mean, it was ugly. Like, the only thing that is worth talking about is the fact that
the interview with Coco Gauff.
Yeah, the interview with Coco Gauff was hilarious. There were multiple points. They told a Kobe story for like 8 possessions during the game.
They did. Yeah.
So I mean, the only thing of those 3 games to talk about is the fact that we were completely right on the Golden State Valkyrie, and I won't let anybody tell me wrong. I said it since last year.
Up and they're still winning.
Yes, they haven't had their closer. Like, she's supposed to be the person that takes the last shot. And Janelle Salon has been amazing. I came out here and said Janelle Salon over 10.5 points. She had 21, or I think it was 21.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel completely vindicated in the Golden State Valkyrie. And like I said, this train is not stopping. I'm just only upset that I have to wait until Saturday to bet them again.
They've been really good, but I do want to ask you kind of as the last point, Angel Reese played well. She was the only player on the entire team to play well for the Sky last night.
And shout out to her.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, shout out to her. She catches a lot of flack, and she had a really, really good game against defending champions.
That's what I just said.
No. I was just adding shout outs.
Okay. I said shout out. Yeah, because everyone else was terrible. I'll tell you who looked really bad. It doesn't matter because the entire team was awful. Vandalith looks horrific. Just throwing it out there on a separate note. She looks awful out there. But anyway, point is, I have to ask because Reese had a good game. They still got blown out. Yes, it is the Liberty, and that team's really, really good. Are the Sky officially the worst team in the league now?
Man,
Are we at that point? The Wings are 1-9. The Sun actually have 2 wins. They might actually be out of it.
I sneakily, I don't know why. I don't know. Like the Sun, the Wings, and the Sky, it's like this Rolodex that they just keep. Yeah. Every time they try to outdo each other of who can look worse in a game. Yep. And it makes it really, really tough to figure out which one of those teams are the worst teams. I think it might be the Sky.
I think it is the Sky. The Sun aren't good, but they did win 2 games, which I cannot say the same about for some of the other teams we've talked about, mostly Dallas. But I want the eye test, especially without Vandersloot now. I think they are worst. They're really bad.
Also, you have to add that Wings team lost to the Sky twice.
I know. That's why the Sky, you could argue, is...
No, I'm making it the Wings.
The Rolodex argument is honestly fair. You can make that argument.
Wings are my worst team in the league. They lost to the Sky team twice. I don't understand how you lost to that team twice. You should have swept. You should have, it's a deja vu game. You should have won one of those games. So,
that's fair.
Yeah, it's the Wings for me.
Okay.
That was tough, though.
The bottom 3 are set in stone. It's just a matter of what order you want to put them
in. Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's see here. We've got one. Make sure you get all your free Pick Sam podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, and the NBA Finals over there in the SGPN app or wherever you get your. And you can get that SGPN app wherever you get your podcast. That's what I want to say. Hey, let's get into it. First game on the docket here. We have all of these games tipping off at 10 p.m., Scott. I mean, so nobody wants to get off work early.
It's all West Coast.
Like nobody, but I'm saying they don't want, come on, give somebody the pleasure of getting off work early to go to a game.
Mm-hmm.
Please get. All right.
It's WNBA. We're used to bad scheduling.
It's cool. All right. I don't even know what order to start the games because they all tip off at the same time. Let's just go with the Los Angeles Sparks are going up against the Las Vegas Aces. Aces open up at 10.5. Scott, I saw this get up as high as 11.5. Now it's down to 10. I don't know where you got 8.5 at, Scott. You saw it 8.5?
ESPN bet at 8.5. I just updated the lines. Oh, sorry, my bad. Whoops. My bad. There are 2 separate Sparks Aces tabs that I've opened. My bad.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Meant 9.5, sir.
Oh, you saw 9.5?
I just updated the lines 5 minutes ago. ESPN bet had 9.5.
Oh, wow. All right. 9.5, 10. It's around there. 167, 166.5 total. I don't think it's an injury report for this, Scott.
No.
I don't think any. Let me pull it back up and double check here.
Still have no Brink, still have no Burrell, and Parker Tyus is still out, but nothing new.
Yeah. All right. And no. Yeah, no, that's another team. I'm sorry. That's another team. All right. Yep, we're good to go here. Okay. I mean, despite how the first game went, it's not changing my thoughts on the series for this matchup because the Sparks team gets up for this game. Yeah, it hasn't worked out. Yeah, the Sparks might be towards the bottom half of the league. But so are the Aces right now, too, believe it or not.
They're not very good.
Yeah. You look at what these 2 teams are doing defensively, and they are both 2 of the bottom 5 teams in the league, along with the 3 teams that we couldn't tell you which one of them was the worst team of the league. Add the Sparks and the Aces, and all 5 of those teams are the worst defensive teams in the league right now. Mm-hmm. And so with that, it's really hard for me to lay double digits with the Aces, and I just don't know, 1, how they're getting stops. 2, the offense is very inconsistent. I know what I know from this series. Asia Wilson's going to have a good game. Dearica Hamby's going to have a good game. They may possibly cancel each other out a little bit. But the thing is here, the Aces can't get stops. They cannot get stops. They can't get stops. They can't get stops. They cannot get stops. You can't lay double digits and you can't get stops. There's nothing I'm interested here betting the Aces side of ball. Give me the Sparks all the way.
I guess the counterpoint I'll make, though, is can you lay double digits if both teams can't stop anybody?
Yeah, because then it's just going to be high scoring, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, we saw that in the first meeting. You saw the Aces win by 15. The game flew over. I like the over in the game. I feel like, once again, if you want to go for sides, you can. The over is my favorite play. The Sparks can't guard anyone. We know that the Aces can't guard anybody either. But I think the Aces have more talent. And yes, it has not really worked out. The Jewel Lloyd experiment so far has been really underwhelming. Then again, Plum's time in LA hasn't been great either. But you're looking at just two teams that are a mess defensively, and I'll back that. So give me the over in the game. I just see a bunch of points. 166.5. They had 170 and change in the first game. I'll go with the over.
So I'll combat that with, I will narrow it down even more. Just give me the first half total. I don't even want the full game because the Sparks have, and that's the only concern for the Sparks and that's why I like getting the 10 points, because if they have a lead, they can blow it and still cover it. But the Sparks have looked horrible in the second half of games.
Yep.
That's a major reason why they're 3-7 right now, is because they looked horrible in the second half of games. And you look in the first half, that's where they're doing their damage. And right now they have let's see if it's updated because I got it last night. And so right now they have a first half team total sitting at 37.5. 37.5. Yeah. That's comically low. And you want to know how low it is, Scott? In fact, they are 5-4-1 to their first half team total this season. 5-4-1. If you made the number 37.5 for every single game, they would be 8-2 to the team total this season.
Okay. There you go. And the Aces can't guard anybody. And the Aces
can't guard anybody. I don't have to worry about the Aces side of ball here, and if their offense is going to be clicking or not, like it wasn't in that Valkyries game. No, the Aces are also 5-2 to their opponent's team total over in the last 7 games. So, and in all 5 instances, flew over 37.5. 47, 42, 58, 42, 49. So that's my best bet in this game. I don't want the full game. I don't want the Aces side of ball at all. Just give me the Sparks first half team total over 37.5. I think it's a really good spot for them.
I can get behind that. I think at the end of the day, you're looking at, once again, a game that should feature pace, a lot of really bad pick-and-roll defense, and hopefully Plum doesn't chuck a bunch of bricks. But I think you're in a good spot. The Sparks, though, speaking of poorly coached teams, they're missing some players. I get him. Burrell getting injured about a minute into the season definitely hurts, but that team is also kind of in shambles right now. That overtime period was a joke against the Valkyries.
They have enough talent that they should be better with what they are.
100%. That's my point. It's not been a good coaching job so far for that team.
And Robbie Show Productions adding both teams over 77.5 on DK is -115. Scott, if you remember, we played this prop last season in Indiana and Dallas, and we bumped it up to 90 and got some serious plus money and it cashed. Yeah, I think this is one of those spots where you could do that, where you could bump that both teams go over a certain score. Because if this was like a 99-92 finish, I wouldn't be surprised at all, man. I really, really want it. Like, definitely, I think both teams are good for 80 points in this game. So you can move it up to 80 and get some plus money there. All right.
Happened in the first game. Both teams got to 81 plus.
Yeah. So there's definitely room for a nice little plus money play there. All right. Player props. What you like?
So starting off with the basics here, looking at people who should have solid games in general.
Asia.
Plum, I was going to say Asia should have a solid game in general, but I was actually thinking about Plum, who I still have not been a fan of the actual shooting volume, but I'm looking at the assists recently for her, and I'm thinking about maybe going – I mean, the over has been good lately, but I don't know if I actually trust her enough for this matchup. I'm going to ask, though, if Plum complains about officiating, do they give her worse calls this game or better calls this game? I have no idea.
Like, does Kelsey Plum get the respect of she says something and they automatically act on it?
That's kind of what I'm asking. I don't know. But I feel like if I'm going to go for anybody, I got to start off with Asia. I mean, Asia's been so good against this team. Except the points have been insane. She had 31 plus points in 4 straight. But
I was about to say, what but?
The but is the actual overall numbers this season. She has gone under 23 points in 5 of the last 6. But I mean, she owns this team.
Look at the 2 teams that she scored good games against this season. It was the Liberty and the Sparks, 2 teams that clearly she has a vendetta against and she hates. Yeah. So
she owns this team, so I got to go with the over on her points because she walks into 30 half the time.
Yeah, I agree. And De'Erica points and rebounds, 23.5. She's been very, very good against the Sparks. Maybe you might want to add the assist in there. I'll pull up the PRA stats too. But points and rebounds, it's been 38, 28, 42, 24, 24. She's had a double-double in 4 straight games against the Aces here. Her former team, all the media and news behind everything going on in her lawsuit and all of that against the Aces. She goes off against this team. And it's honestly because Asia's playing rim protection that she's going up against Kia Stokes and taking advantage of matchups. She's running the floor. Like, she just gets it done. So De'Erica over 23.5 points and rebounds feels like yet another good play for her.
I'm fine with just the rebounds. It's 7.5 at plus money. That's at plus 102. She's had at least 8 and 3 the last 4. She's had at least 9 rebounds in 5 straight against the Aces. 10 plus rebounds in 4 straight. So if you want to go for the double-double, you can get that at 260, which I think is a very good price. I don't mind the double-double shot there with Hamby. If you want to go just for the rebounds, by the way, a 9.5, 260. So same price. I'm fine with that, but I, of course, prefer the rebounds because you don't need the points. She'll get the points anyway, but why would you bother if you're in the same price just for rebounds alone? The Aces are actually terrible at rebounding. They're the worst team in the league at rebounds per game. So give me Hamby double-double.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy because you know who's also bottom in the league in rebounding as well?
The Sparks?
Liberty.
Oh.
Yeah. Liberty are a horrible rebounding team. It's actually funny. I think it was a double-digit rebounding margin for the Sky last night, and they still got blown out.
They turned the ball over like 15 times in the first half, and it's like, all right, well, this a joke and a half. But, yeah, once again, the Aces just aren't rebounding, and Hamby's been good. So I don't mind Hamby over 9.5 rebounds at plus 2.
I didn't mean for the double bang there with the breaking news drop. That was my bad. But Jaylen Brown underwent arthroscopic knee surgery. He is expected to be ready by the start of training camp.
Just to be clear, we're talking about the W player or the M player?
The M player.
Okay, all right.
I was really hoping that you would ask me to clarify which one I was talking about.
I did. I was just, once again, I tried to be as correct as possible.
I played it because I wanted the angle of you asking me to make sure, because when I saw it, it was very ambiguous until I had to look at how the name was spelled. I was like, oh, okay, that's the male.
I'm not surprised. He was terrible for most of the couple of games there against the Knicks, and he looked out of it. So I'm not surprised. He looked compromised for a decent portion of the season. So I had a bad year, but yeah, once again, all right. I still find it weird that so many players will get surgery. Like Edie got surgery a week ago or 2. Didn't your season end like a month ago? Like what are you waiting for? You got to weigh your options for a month?
Maybe it's a swelling thing, and you got to wait for the swelling to go down. Like some of those injuries, you got to wait. Yeah, some of those injuries you got to wait, like swelling and stuff to go down. Then you can have surgery. So maybe it's that. I don't know exactly what Edie's problem is, but because like Darius Garland just had surgery and he may potentially miss the start of the season, it sounds like. So I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. Or maybe people are stupid. It could be both.
Either way. So there you go for Jaylen Brown.
Anything else on this game in terms of props? We haven't talked about – I
saw Jewel was at 10.5. I just don't know if you want to bother. It's disrespectful for her reputation, but it's been a rough go of it so far for Jewel. But it's such a low number.
At some point, they're going to figure it out. At some point, they're going to figure it out, and they're going to understand that, hey, we got to just give her the ball and get out the way sometimes, guys. Just like we do it with Asia. we have another person that we could just give them the ball, get out the way. And unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be Becky's game plan. She wants her to stand in the corner. She wants her to be there and be ready to hit a three. And Plum was okay with doing that. Jewel's not okay with doing that. And it's clearly affecting her game. And I don't think it's anything against Jewel Lloyd. But this plan that Becky has for them is not working offensively. And they just need to go to the, hey, give Jewel the ball, get out the way. Let her go.
I think you're giving Becky more, even with the criticisms of her plan, I think you're still giving her more credit than she deserves. Are we sure that she has a plan? Just throwing it out there. Like I don't know what they're doing on both sides of the ball. It's one thing if you're a good offensive team and you're going to struggle defensively. Like some teams will just sacrifice defense to outscore. But the offense has been a mess recently, and you gave up 90-plus points to the Valkyries. Like, what were you working on this offseason? You had months to prepare something.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. We're saying the same thing. I'm just being harsher about it because you had months.
No, I agree.
And you're viewed as being an inner circle elite coach who won multiple championships who has basically not been carried by her players, allegedly. I'll push back on that a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I think she had a hell of a roster.
So yeah, there's no reason they should be this bad. Like they're
really bad. It's inexcusable from Becky Hammond.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jackie Young, last 4 games against Sparks, 3 threes, 2 threes, 3 threes, 4 threes. 1.5 is minus 150. Scott, think we can get 3?
I think we can. I mean, we're picking the Aces to probably score 90 in this game. So
plus 210. Plus 210 for 3.
It's a good price.
Yeah, Jackie. And Jackie's prop, like, it'll be at 2.5 threes. It's just because the offense is so bad right now. It's so the offense is so bad that, and I think this is possibly the game where you go have that big SGP and you throw in your Aces players and they have a good day for a day. I don't know long term what the offense looks like. It's really, really bad right now. I walked back everything I said about the Aces. They got to
kind of have to. I mean, they've earned being walked back upon. They're terrible.
Yeah. It's too many. It's been too many games at this point. Yep. I can give you a couple, but it's been too many games at this point. So now I need them to prove it to me. Fading them until otherwise.
I don't remember if they were down 40 at one point to the Valkyries, but it felt like 40, like 37 maybe.
And I felt so vindicated in the Valkyries in that moment. So vindicated. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No use fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Last week to claim a free Refs of Terrorists t-shirt, go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your shirt. All you have to do is sign up for Edge Boost. All right. Also brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-team league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs during their stay. You get a limo ride from the airport, and you'll get a $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim. If you haven't seen Stadium Swim, just imagine big bar screen, huge bar screen, pools, everything you can want there. Over there at Stadium Swim, and you get a $5,000 tab. And you get a hotel stay for you and your league mates at Circa. It's really, really nice rooms, really cool. So you can always get 15% off all the Circa properties as well with promo code SGPN15. Enter the contest. Try to win all of that at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Next game up, we've got the Minnesota Lynx 9-0. On the road, going to play the Seattle Storm, 5-4.
By the way, we gotta pat ourselves on the back real quick because I know when the season started talking about win totals, I think we said the Lynx might start off like 13-0, and they're 9-0. So they were not a very good ATS. I'll point that out. But for the win totals, we did say they might be winning like
a bunch of games.
To start. We looked at the schedule and we're like, they're going to dominate, and they've been really, really good. Not ATS, but for win totals, you don't need it. So
yeah, you're right.
There you
go. They were laying 4.5. That is down to 3.5 now. 156.5 is the total. So this was at 4 when we started. 4.5 when we started. Scott, it's down to 3.5 in some shops here, and I understand. because you just went ahead and hit it right there. The Lynx have been horrible ATS this season to be a 9-0 team. Like, that's the night and day difference between them and the Liberty. Now, and it's crazy because I think the Lynx have actually played an easier schedule. And the Lynx are 4-5 ATS this season, but they're 9-0.
They're like the Thunder on the road in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on the road, in the first half, they are 0-4-1 to the first half number on the road this season. Whereas you've got Seattle, who's doing Seattle things. Seattle is very respectable.
Just to be clear, are they the Storm now or are they the Showers now? Where are we at? I lose track. We kind of alternate every week.
Yeah, we do. So it depends how I feel when I wake up that day. And they won 2 games in a row. They did cover the number against the Phoenix Mercury. I guess they can beat the Seattle Storm today. We'll see what they do with this game. That'll determine. Because, Scott, I'm not going to lie. I think we need to take the Storm.
Okay, I want to hear your pitch.
So, Eurobasket is starting.
Yep.
Players are leaving their teams and going to join and play. One player is
Gabby sticking around?
Gabby is sticking around.
Okay.
One player that is leaving is Jessica Shepard, coming off the bench for the Minnesota Lynx. Scott, did you know that Jessica Shepard is averaging 7-7 this year?
I knew that she was actually having like a solid overall stat line. I just didn't realize it was 7-7. I would have guessed it was like 7-5. I didn't realize she was averaging 7 rebounds.
So for people that don't know, averaging 7 rebounds in the W is really, really good, man. There are starters that don't average 7 rebounds. In fact, Jessica Shepard is 13th in the W in rebounding right now, coming off of the bench, playing about 14 minutes a night, give or take. That's like really, really good production that you can get that they don't have anymore. And I think that's going to matter. I really, really do. I think she's going to matter to this team just a little bit more. And it's going to throw that rotation off because, again, I talked about it a couple of days ago. Cheryl said, hey, our rotation is Jess, T, and Carly. Or is it the other one? Whichever one, Kay Simpson. Katie Lou, Carly. I don't remember which one is which. I think it's Carly, though. I think that means something. I really, really do. I just don't. I can't assume a 7-7 player leaving doesn't mean anything. So with the Storm that I know can get up defensively and have themselves a game, the offense gives me questions at time. But now, hey, maybe they take advantage, and this is a good Malanga game. And Malanga is able to give them some really, really good bench minutes in 10 to 15 minutes that she might play in this game tonight. You know, like there's so many post options for them. And I think that it was really, really helpful to have Jess Shepard be able to come off the bench. I think that it's still going to be a competitive game. I think both of these two teams are good. Actually, like you watch that game and the Seattle Storm covered. It was a larger number, but they covered that last game. And they were in it at the end. And the Minnesota Lynx just pulled away. I think Seattle's in this. I think the second game, especially Seattle at home, I think they're like, yo, this team is 9-0. We're trying to give them their first loss. So I want Seattle plus the points here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a different approach, even though I agree that Shepard being out for this game does matter more than people might want to admit. I'll go Seattle first half. You mentioned the Lynx were over in the first half, so I'll go with Seattle early. I don't trust this team to outlast Collier and Courtney down the stretch of the games. So I do think that can be a problem in the last couple of minutes. But do I think the Lynx get off to a slow start in Seattle? Sure. So I'll go with the Lynx to struggle early in this game. Give me Seattle first half.
All right. Did you hear me drinking?
So sorry. No, it's all good.
Great. All right. Yeah, no, I like it. I just... Seattle, I will admit, Seattle's played with fire multiple times in this 9-0 stretch. And teams just haven't been able to take advantage. And I think there's a chance that the Storm can take advantage here. I really, really do. I would not be surprised. If this was Minnesota's first loss. Okay. Because what's next after this? LA, Aces, and LA. Wow. Dude, the Sparks, LA, Aces, LA, all in Minnesota. the next 3 games. Then you got on the road to DC, on the road to Atlanta. It would be, the Atlanta game. The Atlanta game would be the next time that I would reasonably feel like they would take an L. No, I'm not going to lie. That misses. No. Yeah, I'm not going to hop on the misses yet. The Atlanta game is when I reasonably feel like the next time they would take an L. So I think here is a good chance to bet them here. All right. Player prop. Well, total's at 156.
It's a low total, but I get it. So I'm kind of just stuck. Like, I'd go under, but I don't feel great about it by any means. I just don't trust Seattle's offense, or maybe the Lynx' offense on the road to show up regularly. So I don't mind the under, but once again, it is a low number. So I don't understand if you want to pass.
I bet it last time and it went over.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I gave out the over here, this is the time that it's going to go under. So I'm just going to stick with my handicap last time. Both of these are 2 very good defensive teams. This should be playoff atmosphere type of ball. Seattle is at home. I hope that they control the pace a little bit more, keep it a slow game, and it's a lot of missed shots, and it's an ugly defensive game. So I'll take the under again. But I will admit I am a little nerve-wracked because it did go over last time. But stick with my guns, go back to the under.
Okay.
All right. Player props.
Collier PR, Collier R, whatever you want to go for Collier. I mean, with Shepard being out, there might be more rebounds up for grabs in theory.
Uh-huh.
She's been a monster at rebounding recently. It's at 9.5 plus 120, which I think is a great price. I think there's value on that, so I'll go with the over there. Collier assists are also pretty good. They're at 3.5 minus 124. She has had at least 4 assists in 4 straight. I think it's a good spot. She had 5 assists against the Storm in the first meeting of the season. Give me Collier assists as well, 3.5 minus 124.
This is also the thing about it being a defensive game, but like, how do we get away from betting Gabby?
Do you want to get away from betting Gabby?
At some point, Gabby has to have a bad game again.
I'm just happy she's playing well.
Dude, she's playing so well.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to touch her props at all or just pass?
I'm just keep betting it until it doesn't hit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep betting until it doesn't hit. Gabby Williams again. She's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an RA. This game.
That's why they signed her mid-season last year, because we saw in the Olympics, like, oh yeah, she can hoop. So
she could have came back to the W. She could have came back to the W any point she wanted. Anytime she wanted. She took
the money.
Yeah, this was an absence that she wanted to take. Kayla McBride has been shooting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, does Kayla McBride look like she wasn't with the team during training camp?
No, she's just absolutely hooping. So she looks really, really good. And they needed her. She gives them a nice amount of spacing. She's, of course, a flamethrower, and she's one of their best offensive players. So
going back to last season, Kayla McBride's been over 14.5 in 8 of her last 10 games. This season alone, Kayla McBride has only gone under this once, and that was 13 points to the Phoenix Mercury. She's at 21, 16, 20, and 15 this season. You look at her three-point shooting, and she has been hitting them. She's gone over 2.5 threes in 4 of the 5 games, with 6 threes in the last game. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff from Kayla McBride there. All right. And then, so, Scott, I have to mention this. I did see Courtney Williams live stream because, you know, she's a streamer now.
Yep.
She's joined the ranks.
Her
and T, yeah. And her and T were looking at the top duos that the WNBA posted, and they said, oh, Mia Fee, Courtney Williams. She was like, Mia Fee are 2. We only a little bit behind, like a point. It was like a 0.1, 0.2.
It was Pullman Hamby, right?
Yeah, Plummet Hamby was 1. And so T was like, shoot, y'all go off in the next game and y'all go be number 1. Mm-hmm. And they were laughing about it. And it's like, wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Did you just tell me something?
She might be onto something.
You might be onto something. So decided to go look at it. Courtney Williams points prop against the it hasn't been the best. Can't admit, she did have 23 in that game earlier this season against them, though. Mm-hmm. Before that, it was 4, 6, 10, 14.
Different season.
Different season. For me, a PRA on Courtney Williams sounds like pretty good. You get those 5 rebounds that she spams out of nowhere added to your total, and then you get all the work that she's going to get in the 2-man with Fee on the assist as well. So a Courtney Williams PRA prop, 21.5, actually feels kind of good here too. All right. Anything else here?
No, I think we covered it.
Fee rebounds too, 9.5 like that. Just throwing that out there. All right. I
might join the rebounds and the assists. I don't mind the RA. The assists have been quietly good for Nafisa recently.
Yeah, they have. I seen Flo was talking about that too. Yeah, the assists have been good for her. Underdog still has their extender bonus going on for the NBA Finals, but I've already given you the tip that you can use that bonus for anything over there in the app. So make sure you go get it and get the longer the series to go, the bigger the bonus gets. And we are working our way to game 3 tonight, Scott. So a pretty big bonus here. Sign up. NBA SGPN, claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits at allfantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. And you've also heard us talk about Rhythm. Well, they just changed the game with their power trends. AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and have a high ROI. Power trends are updated daily, and they're exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out power trends, and check out everything Rhythm has to offer. All you have to do is head over there and get a free trial, 7-day free trial. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup. Or you could be a DJ and be like Kramer and hop in on the MyBookie money bag there. They accept customers from a ton of different locations, and you can easy deposit and get lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency. So head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Last game on the slate. Phoenix Mercury at home, welcoming the Dallas Wings. I saw Melissa Smith and Dejanay Carrington on live last night. Opened up at 4.5. It is now up to 7.5. Multiple reasons for that. Main reason, Alyssa Thomas expected to play in the game. Secondary reason that should not be forgotten. Natasha Mack is back. She's expected to play in this game as well.
Okay.
So the line jumped to 7.5. 167 is the total.
And they've also been really good at home.
Oh, they haven't lost.
Yeah. I mean, they're good at home every year, but this year they're especially good at home.
The Valley is, they call them the X Factor. You know, people call their fans something. They call them the X Factor. And if your fans are called the X Factor, I think that pretty much makes it. You get the point here. So
fans are committed. You travel in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the summer to see this.
Yeah, dude, what? I didn't even think about that. You have to watch every single game in the heat of all heat.
Like for the Suns, at least the season ends. I mean, unless they make a deep playoff run. I mean, they usually end in spring. You're traveling in the heat of the desert to see this team play.
Yeah. 4-0. They are straight up at home this season. Have not lost. 5-5 against the spread, 2-2 at home. Dallas Wings, not good. 3-7 against the spread. And they've been catching a good amount of points in a lot of these games. But better on the road, 2-1 as a road dog.
Are we sure Paige is going to play in this game? She's been rumored to come back about 3 games ago, and we're still waiting for her. I'm assuming she's back now officially.
I think it is.
She had a concussion issue, then she had an illness, and then she missed another game, and I'm assuming she's back.
So I believe that she is back in this one, but it is back with stipulation because I believe she has a minutes restriction.
Okay.
Let me just go. Yeah, she does. She has a minutes restriction.
Not surprised, but worth mentioning.
But she will 100% play in this game. Chris Colonis has said that she will play. And she will not have a minutes restriction. So it looks like she's good to go. She's 100% good to go. The Ty Harris thing, Ty Harris is out for the rest of the season. Add that into that. But she practiced on Tuesday. Yep. So we got a practice on Tuesday, and after that practice, he announced that she's good to go. We'll play, no minutes restriction. So we do have a full Paige Beckers playing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's that at? Well, let's get to the game before but I've already as soon as I seen that she's 100% good to go, RA immediately popped in my head. All right. I mean, is this one of them randoms? Is this one of those random wings get up game?
Could be, but I'm not willing to find out. I'll take the Mercury at home. I mean, the crowd's been there. They got AT back. I think this team's actually looking pretty good chemistry-wise. For the Wings, congrats to the Dijonay Instagram appearance, or was it Instagram or Twitch? It was Instagram, right? It was Instagram Live?
Yeah, it was Instagram Live.
So at least they're having fun. They're 1-9, but sure. I think the Wings are just a horrible basketball team. So I'll go with the Mercury. I watched them come back and have an 18-1 run against the Valkyries to win that game and cover in the end. And at that point, I'm just convinced this team has some type of devil magic going at home. I'll back them in the spot. Give me the Mercury at home. I can't even explain it, though. It's like they're just down, and then they'll just go on a massive run late, and you're like, how are they doing this again?
No, so that is also another thing that I did have noted here about the Mercury. So you look at their home numbers, they are 1-3 ATS in the first half, and then it makes them 2-2 for the full game. So if there is ever a spot that if you want to take a flyer on Dallas, do it early. Because we've seen enough of the Mercury to know that they're going to kind of lock in towards the second half of this game and make it happen. And we've seen enough of the Dallas Wings to know that they'll do anything in the second half to blow a game.
Yep. Are you pitching a Wings first half Mercury full game? Soft launch. Not really a hard launch.
Yeah. Maybe not a hard launch, but a soft launch. Very soft launch in there. That sounds good. I like it. And then I don't trust the Wings play any defense.
They never do.
Wings are giving up somehow 5-5 to the team total. Mm-hmm. But in the first half, it's 6-2-2.
Well, to be fair, they are some very high team totals.
Yeah, they are. And you've got the Mercury, who have lower totals, but they're 6-4 overall to their team total this season. 3-1 at home, Scott. So very good at getting over the number at home here. I think that's an angle of looking at this, of playing that Mercury team total over here. Maybe if you don't want to lay the points there, but it's like Dallas can't be this bad so long.
We saw it last year.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm saying, when you say we can't, technically we actually are used to seeing them this bad.
Yeah, it has been 2 years of horribleness, which is crazy because the Wings were actually like a top 4 team in the league.
They were.
What a fall from grace. A fall from grace. All right. Mercury laying 7.5. I'm sure we both agree there.
Wings said, listen, we're tired of losing to the Aces. And they decided we're just not going to make it that far anymore. That was how they pivoted.
We don't want to lose to the Aces anymore, so we're not even going to make playoffs.
Pretty much. Yeah, we already know where this is going, so they just decided to go on vacation early.
See, and look, they didn't even realize this was the chance. This was their chance to get some get back.
Mm-hmm.
Team sucks now, though. Too late. 167.
I'm honestly torn because the Mercury actually can play good defense, but the Wings don't guard anyone.
Yeah, it's simple. Wings team total. Yeah. Wings team total under. Mercury team total over.
Yeah,
and then let the end total fall where it may at that point. All right, player props. Yes, I'm running AT assists back in the first game. Duh. Mm-hmm. What? I missed my dog. Yeah, she's been pretty good. Let's see. Where is that at? She's gone over 7.5 assists in 3 games against Dallas, which makes sense because Dallas has had a horrible defense for the past couple of years, and AT is the floor general, making things happen. I think she'll 14.5. maybe just all-encompassing AT. Good game coming back.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Do you want Satu points because AT's back? Or is there no connection with that?
No. Keep playing it. I was looking at Scott. Why is Dejanay Carrington's points prop at 9.5?
Good question. I don't know.
I mean, this isn't Dejanay Carrington of like 2 years ago.
Unless the argument is the usage might go down with Paige being back. But Paige isn't really a selfish player. She's willing to pass the ball.
Well, let me tell you. Let me just run through the whole season because we haven't had a bunch of games yet. I think they played 10 games. 15-4, 11-5, 16-15, 16-22, 16-6. 9.5?
Yeah, that is pretty low.
Like, I understand she's not we're not going to sit here and expect her to hit like 3 threes or be shooting. But she puts her head down, she gets to the rim, and then sometimes she gets fouled. I don't know. Dejanay Carrington points prop is really, really low. And for a game that we think goes over, even with a good defense, she can walk into 10 points.
She can.
All right. Let's see here. What else we got?
Did you want to fade anybody on Dallas?
I don't know. You think Nate Simmons is going to let Enrique get into a rhythm? Her points probably, never mind. That's 16.5. All right, never mind.
The volume's usually too much for me to consider taking an under on that.
Yeah, no. 16.5.
Yeah, that is a very low number. I understand it, but I'm not happy about it,
Yeah, there's nobody else on Dallas that would even have a number that I'd be willing to fade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe Paige scoring, maybe her scoring and not the assists or rebounds, because I think this is going to be a pretty tough matchup. They're going to show her some attention. Yeah, like, nah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. All right. What was Satu's number at? That's the one thing I didn't look at. What's her points prop at?
So Satu's props are
21.5.
Sounds about right. I don't mind the Satu under rebounds, actually, at 7.5. She has had less than 8 in back-to-back games at 5 against Seattle. AT's back. That is a person who can definitely also take rebounds away from your player. And you're looking at the numbers in general. Once again, I think 7.5. It is a bit juicy, though. It's minus 140, so it's a little bit, I'd say, frustrating if you want to go that approach. So maybe you could consider shifting to a PR under if you want to take that approach, but it's a bit dangerous. Yeah. I wish it wasn't minus 140, but Satu's rebounds have not been great recently.
All right, let's see here. Next, all right, that's it.
All right.
All right. Lock, dog, underdog. For my lock, Scott, I have to go ahead and go on record. Already gave out the Sparks first half team total over 37.5.
Okay.
Can't give it out again. Which also makes things very more difficult for the lock because that was my favorite play on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking at Seattle. I do like the first half angle. They're at home. They lost to them otherwise. And Minnesota's over right now. But there's a push in there, and maybe that push is great as a win. And that also makes me feel better if they already got that one win, because then it's like a complete fade again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I like it. You mentioned it. We both were on the same side, but you mentioned it, but I'm going to play it. Give me the Seattle Storm first half plus 2.5.
Okay.
Dog. Let's play that. Let's play that both teams to score X amount of points bet.
Do you want to go for 80?
Let's see what that pays. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. It's on DraftKings. Game props. Or is it team props? No, it's team props. Go on the team props, and then 80 is plus 155, Scott. 80 and a half. Well, no. 80 and a half is plus 155. I can get 82 and a half at plus 215. What was the score last game?
96-81.
81? Okay, so the 80 and a half is exactly what I was. All right, let's go with it. They've gone, and both teams have scored at least 81 points in 4 of the last 5 matchups between the two teams. Mike could ladder this. I think this is a fun little ladder. This is a fun ladder because both teams have scored 85 is 3-1. Scott. If they I don't even have a number on 90. I don't even have a number on 90. The highest I can go is 87 and a half for plus.
I was going to say we're picking basically a track meet anyway, so you have a.
This is a fun ladder. This is a fun ladder. I'm going to ladder this, but I will start and make my dog over 80 and a half. Both teams to score in the Los Angeles Sparks and the Las Vegas Aces game. Both teams to score 80 and a half plus 155. That's my dog. Lock Seattle Storm plus 2.5 in the first half. Scott, it's over to you.
All right. For my lock, give me Fee. I'll take the over 3.5 assists at minus 122. It's a great price shopping around. Storm been really bad preventing forwards from getting assists. They're actually allowing the 4th most assists per game to opposing forwards. I think it's a good spot for Collier. She had 5 against them in the meeting about 2 weeks ago, and she has had at least 4 assists in 4 straight games. I think it's a good spot. She's going to be on the court the entire time anyway. Game should be close based on the spread. So give me Collier over her 3.5 assists at minus 122 as my lock. For my dog, I will go with the alt line on Hamby rebounds because she has been great against this team historically speaking. You can get the double-double if you want to, or the 9.5 rebounds at about plus 260. Question is, she has had 9 against this team too. I can get 8.5 at plus 145 if I want it. But you know what? I'll swing for it. The fact is the Aces right now are the worst rebounding team in the league. They're allowing the 2nd most rebounds to opposing centers in the league. Give me Hamby over 9.5 rebounds at plus 260 as my dog.
All right. Love it. Ooh, underdog. How are we playing underdog here?
I mean, do you want to just run back Fee and default Hamby rebounds, or you want to switch it up?
I mean, that's a question for you. I don't have a play on either one of those two yet.
I do like that. I do like the assists and the rebounds, though, so I actually don't mind running those two back. But then we're basically doubling down on me sweeping to have a shot at the underdog entry.
You are very much...
Well, not officially, because Hamby could finish with 8 rebounds or 9 rebounds, so we'd actually be alive in the underdog.
And I just don't know. I think it's because I'm in North Carolina and this underdog has like the props. Mm-hmm. I mean the actual games, but I just cannot make a same game entry here. So I think for one, we haven't played Asia. So let's just go ahead and play Asia. Because that's a must play. That's a must play. And I want to make sure that I give an underdog entry that, the people can play. So we play Asia. We can go. Do we go AT or Satu? You want to go?
We'll go AT. Why not?
Wait. No, Scott. This is the Satu revenge game. We didn't even talk about that. This is the Satu revenge game.
All right. We can go with that. You want to go points?
We play Satu. 21.5 points. Yep.
Okay.
We play Satu. That's also that should be in ladder consideration. I'm so sorry. We should have mentioned that this is the Satu revenge game.
Is it a revenge game if she's in a better location?
Yes, because I could have been looking like this for years, but it's your fault.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like she wasn't hooping. The team just sucked.
And then for a play in Minnesota and Seattle, we could go back to Collier if you would like there.
I think it's a good matchup for Collier.
Because she's been so good with, never mind. They don't have the option here. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, we'll just go with your assist. Right. Or unless you want to take the 8.5 rebounds. Is that 8.5? That's actually kind of crazy.
8.5, you are getting a better deal than the rest of the market. I'm fine.
Everything else is at 9.5. And this
we'll do 8.5 for the value. That's fine.
All right. So Here's the underdog lineup. Satu Sabli, higher, 21.5 points. Asia Wilson, higher, 24.5 points. And Nafisa Collier, higher, 8.5 rebounds. 6.48x, Scott. $100 gets you $648 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. With that, anything else to repeat before we get up out of here, Scott?
No, not really. Got an NBA game tonight, so we'll see if it's competitive or not. But either way, yeah, a lot of fun. Looking forward to the games tonight. Hopefully we end up sweeping and we move on.
Scott, not going to lie, using the 60% extender bonus on WNBA.
That's fine. I mean, we've been hitting these entries, so no reason to stop.
Yeah. Yep. I'm using it on W. This one feels pretty solid. All right. He's at Reichel Radio, @ReallyReal__. Make sure you give us a follow on X. And if you're on X right now, head over to YouTube, give us a like on the video, comment, all of that stuff. If you're on YouTube, like the video on before you get up out of here. And with that, that is it. Hoping for more good days here in the WNBA Gambling Podcast. With that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to like this. We are out of here.